So due to a few different things, I'm not going to continue on with the video that I was going to make. I was planning anyway. I'm just going to make a video right now and see what happens. So I think what I want to talk about is burnout because I might be going into that again. Or maybe, okay, so the thing is, I definitely burnt out at some point in high school. I mean, honestly, it was probably a decline right from the beginning of high school, to be honest with you. Definitely by 11th grade, and for sure my last year of high school, because I was fucking done. I was exhausted, and I went to college after that, right out of high school, and I did so terrible my first semester because I wasn't really motivated to be there. And I was exhausted, and that was a big change. Everything was very different. I had a lot going on, and I didn't know how to balance things at all. And so I definitely fucked up my first semester of college. I had two scholarships, and I was going to lose them if I didn't get my shit together. So the second semester I actually did really well, but that was the best that I ever did because nothing motivates you like extreme like doom of like the idea of something really bad happening. Maybe that's the ADHD that it's like, oh, I needed you need dire circumstances to be motivated to do something, which is ridiculous, so annoying. But anyway, okay, where I'm at right now, what? Okay, so I say that because I'm like, really, I don't know that I ever fully recovered from that. To be honest, at that time, I've never been the same since. Never been the same since. I don't know that it ever got much better or got normal again. I mean, things kind of got better after I graduated college, and then also after a while stopped working the other job that I was doing. So then I had complete freedom with my schedule with work, and that made things better, but really still the type of work that I'm doing, because I've been doing Instacart, that still is like I'm hanging out in grocery stores all day, and or when I'm not in the grocery store, because actually Instacart has been insanely slow a lot of the times. And so that doesn't help when you need to make money to pay for things. It's not very helpful. It's very stressful actually. But still the type of work that I'm doing is like, I mean, it's exhausting. I mean, I'm sure, you know, the other autistic people who follow my page, because I talk about autism a lot on here, I'm sure you can imagine the hell that is like being in a grocery store a lot. Though it's not been super big for me. I guess maybe like to me the grocery store isn't like the worst thing ever, except when it's really really busy. Then it definitely is the worst thing ever. It's not really pleasant for me, but I have an ability to kind of like um honestly, it's a different story when you're like doing your own shopping versus when you're doing something for work and you're like shopping for other people. I don't know. I think people relate to that in certain ways where it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, for me it's like it's different to do shopping for myself. Like when I go into the grocery store and I'm shopping for myself, it's a little bit more stressful, especially if I haven't like made a very specific list of what I'm getting, but to look around and think like, let me figure out what is the best thing for me to buy of these options, and it's actually it gets really overwhelming for me sometimes. but still, just like it's a little bit, it's not like the most physically demanding job. I make it that way because I purposely choose orders. I'm quite picky with orders. I don't like to waste my time, and I don't like to do something that I don't have. Like, I won't always take, I probably won't take a big order that has a lot of stuff on it, like fucking 6 cases of water and like 3 packs of sodas and all sorts of things. That's obviously going to be a lot. And now it's like summertime. I live in Florida, so it's really hot outside, really hot outside. So I am a little bit picky with that. I don't really do huge orders unless it is paying well, because they don't always pay well. Believe it or not, they don't always pay well. Not everybody tips well. And so, like, even on big orders, it's not always like, sometimes it's not worth my time, is what I'm saying, a lot of the time. So I'm like, okay, unless you're giving me a big enough tip, I'm not going to do this. But even still, with just getting up and walking around a store multiple times and driving a lot and carrying things, sometimes to apartments, like up multiple flights of stairs, and like it's not it's not exactly easy on the body. And then especially like I need to get back in the gym, but okay, organize. Just welcome to my YouTube channel where I'm having a yap session today. Okay. Anyway, brain thoughts. Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of exhausting to do this. I do feel tired every day, and then I go home and I just kind of want to chill. But it's been like, because it's been okay, because I like that I get to choose when I work, and I get to choose the orders that I do, and that, like, technically I have the freedom to give myself breaks when I need it. But I'm actually not the best at taking days off, because the stress of money just really drives me, unfortunately. We're changing that, though. Actually, I have been changing that already. We're making progress here. Yeah, so the job is physically demanding. It's exhausting. It's like being around a bunch of people all the time, even though I don't really interact with them most of the time. But just to be in the energy where a lot of people are, because a lot of people are going in and out of the grocery store. It's like that still has an impact on me, you know, obviously. And okay, and so what I have been noticing about myself is like I've been trying to add a few new things. I've done a few like programs slash challenges or whatever, where like I was reading this book and it was like this 4 week building of a certain meditation practice. And okay, so it's like I was doing that, and I noticed like the amount of things that I have to, if I add something new, that other things have to fall away. And but I realized that like I don't change so much. I mean, I have a little bit recently, because actually I haven't really had, my body hasn't given me a choice, because my body has been so physically exhausted, like that it's just actually, it would be pointless for me to go out and try to work, because I'm not going to get anything done, because actually like I might fall asleep driving or something. It's been kind of like that. But anyway, even the thing is, I do whatever I can to not have to sacrifice the amount of time that I'm working. So what I'm saying is like, if I can't add more things to my routine. Other things have to fall away. And it's probably, unfortunately, going to be other things that I do to take care of myself, and not like just work less and just, well, I'm doing this now, especially because I'm doing another thing. I'm currently um, doing the process in the artist way, which is like, a lot. I don't know. I'm like, was it a good thing for me to start? Anyway, I'm on week 4 of this, and I lost the train of thought. I lost the train of thought. But it's like, oh, because I was just gonna say like, then I started trying to do this other thing, and then I stopped doing other things that I was doing in my routine that were taking care of myself, and it's like, oh, I can't do everything. I can't do everything that I want to do. Like I can't. And then I'll have days when I do take off, and I've noticed this a few times recently is like I've really been trying to like get certain things done. I have plans for what I'm going to do with my entire day, and like it's been too much. Like I'm like, okay, so clearly my expectations for myself and what I can do right now is not in touch with reality, because it's like I feel like, and I'll feel like it's really not asking much, and I'm like, yeah, I can do these things, and it's like, okay, I do a few things, and then I'm already, or like just one main thing, and then I'm already exhausted, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I feel kind of bad because then I'm like, okay, I really had plans to do this and this also, but all I really can do right now is go to sleep. So I noticed that, and I've just been more and more tired. I just don't have as much energy, and I'm just having another thought too, because I'm thinking about how we're getting back to when it's really, really hot. It's hot pretty much all the time where I live, but it's like really, really hot now because we're in May, and it's just gonna get worse in the next month or two. You know how people have like a lot of the times seasonal depression, and for a lot of people it's winter. Usually when we talk about that, people are referring to winter because it's like people in these places are getting less sunlight, and like, yeah, it makes sense why that's depressing, like, and it messes with the body's natural rhythms and things like this when we're not. And but people do get depressed during other times, and I feel actually I'm have historically been the most unwell during summertime. Like, I would get depressed in summer. I think that actually had a lot to do with like back when I was younger and being in school. It's like, I've got this routine of going to school every day, and then suddenly it's summer, and then it's kind of like, I don't know. I think I used to feel kind of like, because school was something that I put so much energy into, even though, like I was just saying, I was like burnt out by high school, barely had the energy to do things, but it was like still like I was good at school, so that's where I drew a lot of my self worth from, unfortunately, because then you stop doing school and then you're like, oh, I have no purpose. What am I good for if I'm not doing school? Like, what else do I have to give? There's nothing else to me, which is not really not true, but it kind of feels like that when you like. So anyway, so I'm wondering, I'm trying to think of like, I don't know. I just had that thought, and I'm like, maybe that also has something to do with the way that I'm feeling. Is that, and then I wonder about like other times when I felt this way. Was I mean, because it's like, yes, autistic people tend to ask this question a lot to themselves about like, is it really depression or is it burnout? And like, what is it? I don't know. I feel like I was definitely depressed when I was younger. I feel like there's no way that I wasn't depressed. Like, but also it's like, yeah, I also was burnt out. And I mean, those things could happen at the same time. He says they can't happen simultaneously. But I don't really feel depressed anymore. Like, at this point. And I don't think like what I'm getting into is depression. It feels like, and it has a lot to do with like the way that I physically feel too, and how I'm just physically exhausted. And like, okay, I don't know, maybe it's just health related. I should probably go to the doctor, but I won't because I don't actually have any money. So, it's just a lot. Anyway, I've been noticing that I'm having less and less energy, and that I've been expecting I've been having expectations for myself that I can't live up to. And I'm like, okay, so what do I do about this? What do I do about this? I don't know. I don't know. Do I have much else to say? I've realized I've now been talking for a while, so that's probably. Oh my god. Ah, there's a there's a big feather out there, and I want it. I don't think you're supposed to pick up feathers though, but that feather looks really cool. Anyway, is there anything else I want to say about this? I don't know. I've been exhausted. I've been having to do less. I've been having to do less. I have to do less. But the thing is, like, I feel it's so weird because it's like I have such a strong desire now to do like more things now than ever, but then at the same time my body is like, no, you literally can't. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? What the fuck? So like that's why I definitely don't think that I'm depressed. But I don't know if I'm like, maybe I just need to take care of better care of. I mean, yes, 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 do that anyway. Yes, I should take better care of my health anyway. But also, I'm like, but even when I have recently, like the last couple of weeks, I definitely worked less than I usually do. And that still wasn't enough for me to feel not totally exhausted. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm just burning out. And like this in doing Instacart is like just not it, and just not going to work anymore. And then I'm like, that's really stressful because I'm like, I just really can't go make myself work a regular job again. So I'm like, okay, the only option that I am okay with is having another way to make money, that like, and a way that to make money that I would really actually like to do, like making videos on YouTube and TikTok. I can't thankfully post. I can post like those shoppable videos on TikTok now, so I can promote things that way. But like, I don't really have. I have. I have like 2,000 followers on TikTok. So it's not. It's not like I have a huge following. So though I have had a couple videos do actually get a lot of views. I had one video get, it's over 90,000 views right now, and then another one is over like 20,000. And like I don't usually get that many views, so I'm like, I could like, if I just keep posting, maybe the well, one of them is one where I have linked a product to promote, but I'm not really getting anybody buying it. But I have a lot of views on that video. But yeah, I'm like, okay, I gotta like make something else work because I can't, I can't, I can't keep going on like this. Like, I really can't. And like the way that I'm talking, and I know that I smile a lot, and a lot of times I seem so positive, and I wonder sometimes how that makes people perceive me. But like, actually, like this shit is so much. It's very overwhelming and exhausting, and I don't think I can continue on like this for much longer. And so I really am hoping to make something else work, like monetizing my YouTube platform, or monetizing my TikTok platform and being able to do that, because making videos is something that I enjoy. And then also it's like that's something else that I need to dedicate more time to, and I need to dedicate less time to like burning myself out working a job that I don't like and doing more of what I love. But I'm also like I'm battling with the amount of energy that I have, and I'm like, and so I'm struggling with like, okay, but I need to make sure that I make money so that I can pay for certain things. But also it's like I need to make these like dreams, these desires, these other goals that I have work too. And I need to actually allow myself to pursue those things. And then my body is just like exhausted, tired. And I'm like, oh God, I just really hope that I figure some shit out. All right. That's going to be it for the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, thank you for commenting, thank you for subscribing to this channel. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you all have the best day, week, month, year, life. All right, see you next time.